it do, T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, and I am here with my all tea, all shade Real Housewives of New York Season 14 Reunion Part 1 video. I filmed this a week prior, so this is the look. Hair by Ari, makeup by myself, earrings, Shein, dress, Fashion Nova, curve, and heels, Amazon. I hope you guys enjoy this RHONY Reunion Part 1 review. I love you. All right, you guys, this is me currently right now. And the reunion begins with them showing us a group text message between the ladies. And in the group text message, Ubah said, "I'd like to kindly request that you refrain from intervening during my conversation with Karen tomorrow." So she is now calling Erin Karen. Genius, honey. Genius. So Jenna responds and says, "Sorry, who is Karen?" I hate Jenna. I hate Jenna so much. Get her off the show. Like, I love her as a person, a fashion icon, everything that she's done, but she's just not reality television. Well, I won't say reality television good, but she's not housewife good. Like, she's just not built for this life. So here go, Erin. "I will not be slandered by you. I have done nothing to you." Ubah says, "Karen, you better pray to your God tomorrow or you come correct." So I was like, oh, them fighting words. So also in this reunion, we find out that, yeah, Ubah does have a temper, okay? She might need to work on that real quick because now you are a public figure. So then when the ladies get to the reunion, they're in hair and makeup, Erin and Brynn talk, and Brynn says, "Do you think she regrets all the mean texts she sent this week? She lost her ish this week." And Ubah says to Andy backstage, "Erin lied and gaslighted me." I don't know if Erin gaslighted her so much. I don't think that's the case. Do I think that Erin is two-faced and she start a lot of mess? Absolutely. And do I think that when she's confronted, she lies? Absolutely. Now that I get to see the ladies on stage, I still wasn't really over the moon ecstatic by anybody's looks, but I'll say Sai to me looked the best on camera. Her legs were, honey, oiled to perfection. I felt like she looked the most put together on camera. So we start off with Erin's segment, and Erin tells Andy that working with Frederick from $1 Million Listing he's the same in real life as he is on TV. Baby Ubah come out of nowhere with an alley-oop and was like, "We love that, unlike Jenna." And everybody was like, what? Like, everybody was just sitting there caught off guard because it came out of nowhere. And she was like, "I think TV Jenna is poor me, poor victim. I'm old. I'm this." It was the "I'm old." Baby, shots fired. I'm this, I'm that. And the real Jenna is a powerhouse. Jenna sitting there like, don't know what to say, don't know what to do. So she was like, "I'm not in the power position this time. I'm not so excited to weigh in on others' issues." And Ubah says, "But you don't have a problem making opinions about people when you're not in a scene. You said you were team Erin." And Andy was like, "Okay, calm down. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that just a minute." Like, and I was like, okay, I let it slide this time. Okay, because we just kicking off the reunion. You know, Andy has, things in order of how he wants to, attack certain situations. But further on into the reunion, it was pissing me off that Andy wasn't letting Ubah work, like, and backing her up with the follow-up questions. It was just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, this is the reunion. Like, you want the drama. You need it for the ratings. Like, what are you doing? So, Andy says, "Erin, you recently went on a podcast and said this about Sai. I thought we got along, but all she does is talk about me in her confessionals. How has watching the show changed your view on the friendship?" Erin says, "I don't know what happened to her. Something like switched." And Sai was like, "Something happened to me? You lie and you don't own your ish." So the whole Cheesegate situation comes up again, child. I'm so sick of this cheese. It's giving me gas. So Sai says that she never went to Erin's house and complained about the cheese, child. Sai then plays audio of Erin at a podcast saying that she did. And she was like, I never said that. Like, you're lying, you know? And meanwhile, Erin's sitting there saying she never said that in a podcast interview. Sai came with receipts and played it. Clearly she did. And then Erin has to backtrack on her lies, child. So Jessel was like, you know, there's so much more to focus on than this cheese. And Ubah was like, I think they should focus on how they didn't want Jenna on the show. And once again, everybody is frozen. Like, where is all of this smoke coming from? So they were like, huh? And Ubah was like, yeah, the three of you. So I'm guessing it was Jessel, Erin, and Sai that didn't want Jenna on the show. And I was like, oh, wow. Andy doesn't even address this. He just skips over it. I'm like, Andy, what are you doing? Like, address this. Y'all didn't want her in the show? What is this about? Like, obviously, Ubah came to this reunion like, I'm not holding back. I'm spilling all the tea. Like, all y'all secrets that y'all thought was secrets, I'm about to put it on the table and expose all of y'all. And I hated the fact that Andy didn't follow up. Like, what are you doing? Like, oh my God, get him off of her as the host. Ugh. It then goes into a conversation about whether or not Erin is rude. And Ubah says, I don't think she's rude. I think she's a stirrer and gaslights. And Sai agrees. So, baby, none of the girls is getting along, for real, for real. So then we go to Jenna's segment, and all I got to say is SAD. Sad. Moving on. They didn't talk about their mamas and the situations that they've gone through. And Sai admits that she's broken inside, but she wants people to look at her and she wants to be seen happy. Erin made this face like, are you happy? Okay. All right. So Ubah's segment, she confirms that she's still with Mr. Connecticut. And then she admits that every man she's dated outside of Mr. Connecticut, she slapped out in public. And I was like, girl, that ain't something you want to be mentioning on national television. Like, people won't come out the woodwork trying to sue you or selling stories to the tabloids about you being abusive. Like, that could get you fired from the show. Like, Ubah, shut your dang on mouth, and you need to keep your hands off of people. Just because you a jolly green giant, you big as a giraffe, don't mean that you get the right to be hitting on somebody. Like, because then somebody gonna knock your ass out and hit you back. And then you're going to be crying. Like, that's not acceptable. So, Andy asks Sai, why are you so angry at Brynn for asking Ubah about Mr. Connecticut when you broke her trust yourself? Sai says, I think I'm a little harder on her because she and I were very close. And so I trusted you with a secret. And Andy says, did you tell her where he lived was a secret? Sai was like, you know what? I take responsibility. I shouldn't have even said anything. It was all my fault. And she apologizes to Brynn. And Brynn tears up. And she was like, I haven't spoken to you in 6 months after I've apologized profusely to y'all. And Brynn collects herself and was like, I appreciate that. But you've also spent the last 6 months doing press interviews, continuing the narrative that I can't be trusted. It's kind of convenient that you're saying it now when you, as of last week, were continuing the narrative that you have for the last 6 months. And Sai gonna say, because we're finally hashing it out. No, girl, you saw yourself on television. You saw the backlash you were getting from the viewers, and you knew that you were dead wrong. So you had no choice but to either continue down the path that you was on, further making you look like an idiot and like a villain, or own up to your mistakes and apologize. So you did the latter, which you should have done in the first place. But I'm like, Brynn, like, you been knew you was wrong, girl. You knew you was wrong from the beginning, before this even aired. And so for 6 months, you haven't spoken to me. You haven't accepted my apology, even though low key, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, so go on with that. Like, And I don't blame Brynn. Like, Sai, I hate the way, I hate seeing this side of her. I absolutely hate it because I loved her so much on her YouTube channel, but her being on this show, you see a whole other side of her, and she's just really nasty. Like, it's a one thing to be strong and confident and don't take no mess, but then it's another thing to lack accountability and to low-key bully people that you think you can bully and just be mean and nasty for no reason and just can't. Like, it's such a bleh. So Erin was like, we did say that we weren't going to say anything. Ubah blames Erin for the whole thing because she says she feels like Sai wouldn't have even mentioned the fact that Ubah was in a relationship if Erin wouldn't have came to her that day on some Ubah feels some type of way about how David confronted her, because you could tell when she brought it up, Sai immediately was uneasy. I can see where Ubah's going with that. I can see it, but I'm not going to put the blame on Erin because at the end of the day, Sai is a grown woman and she know how to, hold her tongue if need be. Like she's held her tongue on her own marriage, but okay. So, Andy says, I'm curious to know how Jessel feels about the circle of trust, given how happy everyone was to talk about your business. Jessel was like, I'm kind of speechless. And Sai was like, about what? Jessel says, about the fact that you guys talked about my marriage in such a effing disgusting way. You insinuated that my husband was cheating on me. Erin was like, I didn't insinuate that. And so Jessel was like, you didn't? And they immediately flashed back to the conversation that she and Erin and Sai had on FaceTime, where they were insinuating that they thought that it was a possibility that man was cheating. Did they flat out say it? No, but they used different keywords, trigger words, and innuendos to basically feed that narrative. Like, come on now, stop playing with people. So Jessel was like, you watched the show, Erin. Erin was like, I did. Jessel says, do you watch it with an effing blindfold over your face? And I was like, come on, Jessel. This the Jessel we've been wanting. Get activated, girl. So Erin's get the stutter. And Jessel was like, the fact that you said my husband doesn't wear his ring. And Erin says that she wasn't saying it in a malicious way. Child, anytime Erin is confronted about something, it's always, I didn't mean it that way. I wasn't saying it that. Girl, you knew exactly what you was doing. Stop. So Brynn was like, out of all the ish that they said, you're only upset that he didn't wear a piece of jewelry? To Jessel. Here goes Sai Thompson. Why are you instigating, Brynn? Baby, Brynn dunked on her so fast and was like, I can't hear you from all the way down there. Making fun of the fact that she had the third seat, honey. She was on the end of the couch, meaning you were the least valuable player this season. Sai gonna talk about some, you heard me read my lips. And I was like, girl, that was not a good comeback. You did, that went over your head. So one thing I can say about Brynn got her white side and Brynn got her black side. And when that black side get activated, Brynn ain't no joke. Brynn, reality television gold, MVP of this season by far for me. So Brynn then goes on, Andy then asks Brynn where she and Sai stand. And Brynn says that she's heard that Sai has questions where she gets her money, that she called her a slut and a whore. And Sai was like, from who? Ubah jumped in and was like, I'll give you $1,000 from Erin. And you could tell by the way Erin was looking that it was the truth. So Sai was like, I've never said those things. I don't know what you do, to be honest. Brynn was like, you do know what I do. I signed your contract on a Vino baby. So Sai was like, what, in 2017? Brynn was like, yeah, and I've had 6 other jobs since then because I actually work 9 to 5. And I was like, Sai, you steady making yourself look crazy. You know what this girl did. Y'all did, a business transaction with each other. I don't care if it was 5 years ago or not. You still know what she do. She works in PR. Like, stop. Let's not do that. So Sai was like, I don't talk about you, Brynn. And Brynn was like, I have like 1,000 friends. I'm good. I was like, okay, Miss Brynn. Brynn was like, girl, I don't need your friendship. I am A-okay without it, honey. So here go Ubah talking some, come on, y'all got to fix this. Y'all got to fix this. And Sai was like, let's just table this for now and just move on. So then at the end of the episode is Jessel's segment, and she says she and Pavette are sexting more. And Sai gonna make a face like she don't believe it. And I was like, girl, you need to worry about whether or not the fact that you was sleeping with a married man when you got with your husband, okay? And if he got other kids that y'all ain't acknowledging. So Jessel says that she didn't move back to New York for the show, but she did. Yeah, you lived in New York for a period of time. Then you and Pavette lived in LA. And then you and Pavette got a house in Dallas. And then when you got booked to be on this show, y'all moved back to New York. You did move back for the show, Jessel. It's not a big deal. So Andy says to Sai, do you still think she was lying about her and Pavette having sex? And Sai says, you know what? It's none of my business. I shouldn't be talking about anyone's marriage except my own. From the outside looking in, it just doesn't seem like you have a connection, but that is your relationship and I can't justify your relationship. And it's like, how are you going to apologize to this lady low key and then take another dig at her? Like, they've been together for a long time. They're literally best friends. Like they don't have a conventional relationship like everybody else. Everybody ain't all lovey-dovey and all over each other every 5 seconds. Like that doesn't mean that we're not in a committed relationship. So Jessel was like, no one deserves to comment on my marriage. And also I was talking about postpartum. Do you understand when you have 4 years of IVF, it's okay to have struggles? Sai tries to intervene and Jessel was like, let me talk. Erin, you have implied my husband was cheating on me because I wasn't having sex with him. Erin was like, no, I didn't. And Jess was like, yes, you both did. And Sai says, I never said that. And Brynn screws up her face like, girl, you gonna continue to sit up here and lie? You were implying that. Like, come on now. Like, I hate when people come to reunions and act like stuff that was said was never said and like people pulling it out of their butthole. Like, we all saw it. What are you talking about? Ugh. I'll say reunion part 1, I'm going to give it a C-. It really wasn't given much of anything. It really didn't even need to be a 2-part reunion, to be honest with you. I felt like the most valuable player at this reunion was Brynn and Jessel. The most unexpected person to pop out was Ubah. That other side of the couch was just bland like some Hellman's mayonnaise. Jenna wasn't saying much or nothing. It's obvious that she's not coming back next season. She does not need to come back next season. This show just does not fit her personality whatsoever. But I'm actually low-key happy about that because I feel like the 6 figures or whatever she was getting, put that towards another housewife, or do like I said, bring back one of the OGs or 2 of the OGs. And I think that those 2 should be either like Dorinda and Luann, or Dorinda and Sonia, or Luann and Sonia. Like, bring back all 3. I don't care, but they need a powerhouse player over there on that franchise to bring it all together because they ain't bringing the fire like they need to. You know what I'm saying? And this cast can be really good if they get the right people in place. I hope you guys enjoyed reunion part 1. Let me know down below in the comment section what were your favorite parts. Who were your favorite looks? Let's talk about it all. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.